Hi, my name is Jay Grams. My family has owned the Volo Auto Museum since 1960. We have a few hundred of the most exciting collector cars, and they're all for sale in one location. I personally have handpicked them from around the country. Welcome to my sales shop. Come on, let's go for a spin. We've got a 1966 GTO Tri-Power, and it is a one family owned for 49 years. And I tell you what, this is the most documentation I've ever had on any car that I can ever remember here at Volo. This guy's got everything. First of all, it is Pontiac Historical documented. It was born like you see it, the colors, the Tri-Power. This guy's got the handwritten order form. Actually, he first hand wrote it on paper, then went to the dealer and hand wrote an order form. There's letters with negotiations. There's registration cards. The car was stolen in 1969. He actually filed complaints with the police. He put it in the newspaper. He wrote letters to different people. He wrote a letter to the FBI about his car being stolen. And he got a response letter from J Edgar Hoover, who was in charge of the FBI at the time. It's signed, it's his signature. It's probably a stamp from the secretary, but it is from him saying it's not an FBI matter. Every receipt, I mean, everything imaginable as far as documentation-wise that you can get with a car, it's all here. The license plates, the original keys from the dealership, a thank you letter from Pontiac. I mean, far too much to even get into right now. You can go to volocars.com. That's where you can read all the specs, study all the pictures, and that's where you find the price tag on over 200 collector cars that we do offer for sale. That's at volocars.com. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the bell icon. You'll be notified as the new ones are posted. But for right now, join me. Let's go for a spin. Now, first of all, just a beautiful car. We had one this color a couple years ago, and everybody loved it. This one's the same thing. People come up to it and say, oh my God, is that gorgeous. It's called linden green or palmetto green. It is the original color. I got like a silvery, greenish metallic color. The car is straight. These are big, flat panels. They call it the Coke bottle design, and it is straight. It lines up real nicely. These doors are smooth and flush and square. There are no bubbles or blisters. This is all slick like glass. This is all beautiful. It's polished like glass. I see the reflection of our ceiling, and it's perfectly straight. The fluorescent light bulbs aren't even wavy. They're just straight. All the trim back here is polished or replaced. It's all beautiful. It was body off frame restored about 8-9 years ago. This rear window is really clear. The trim is polished. The vinyl top must have been replaced. It looks new. All this trim is real nice. All the weather strips, the seals, the fuzzy channels were all replaced. Optional remote mirror. This side's just as nice as the other. It's straight, no bubbles. It's all square, flush. Crystal clear windshield. Rally 1 wheels with radial redline tires. All 4 T3 headlights. The grills are not broken. The emblems, the lenses, all of this. The bezels, all in beautiful shape. This hood just fits spot on. Original, correct antenna. They did take the body off the frame. Actually, the whole car was media blasted. The whole underside, the chassis, the frame, the suspension was media blasted. The body was media blasted as well. The whole front end was completely rebuilt as polygraphite bushings, but all the steering controls were replaced. The springs, the shocks, all of that's been redone. The rear suspension was rebuilt as well, the bushings and shocks and springs. Has its original 1966 rear end. It's a safety track with 355 gears. It's had new bearings and seals. Correct replacement exhaust system. This would be a good one for you guys to leave your replies. I have not found an answer. It has two different size mufflers, a smaller one and a bigger muffler. That's correct on a Concourse GTO restoration. I've seen it many times. I've only seen it on a GTO. I don't know why. Maybe you can tell me. The brakes were all completely redone. They're upgraded brakes. I think they're ceramic or Kevlar or something like that, but you can read my notes on the website. So it stops on a dime. It's the original drive shaft, but it was rebuilt with new GM U-joints. They did replace the transmission. These were, in '66, they were a Power Glide, a 2-speed transmission that really nobody cares for. They did put a 200 R4 overdrive automatic in there. So it's a nice 3-speed, 4-speed actually, a nice highway transmission. Fuel system was all replaced, the tank, the lines, even the brake lines. So everything under the car was restored. All the metal was blasted and painted. It's all a nice gloss black under there. So really nice underneath. Even spiral shocks. They did the correct spiral shocks, correct mismatch mufflers. Getting back to the body, again, it was media blasted. I believe it's a rust-free car. I looked up inside the trunk. I did not find any splices or cuts. I believe they're the original quarter panels, or someone put full panels on, but there were no splices that I seen. So we're going to open the car up, and I'll bring you inside to take a closer look. So we've got a really nice, clean, finished trunk compartment. Bottom of the trunk lid is painted beautifully. It's smooth and glossy, just like the car. The jamb is the same way. The weather strip was replaced. Inside the trunk, it's all clean metal with a nice spatter painted finish. I was telling you earlier, I could feel up in here. I don't feel any splices. I believe they're original quarters. It has a 2-piece trunk mat and the optional tire cover that's actually on the list of options. So you have a spare, you have the complete jack assembly underneath it, and everything looks nice. The wiring, taillight housings, the whole trunk compartment is nice, clean, finished. Even the divider behind the back seat was replaced. So this is ready to go to the car shows right here. Now let's go to the inside. I'm going to say the inside of this car is mint condition. It was gutted. They put sound deadener on the floor, replaced the carpet. It's got Pontiac reproduction floor mats. The front seats have new cushions and upholstery. And it has seat belts front and back, original GM seat belts. The center console's in mint condition. I noticed the light at the back of it even works. Now the dash area is beautiful. All the chrome sparkles, has the rally gauges, including the tachometer, the wood grain's mint, the heater control panel, the radio, the knobs, everything's mint. The dash pad is new, and inside the glove box, a new liner, new owner's manual, and it's just all painted. It's all nice and tidy. So the dash area is pristine. It is the original steering wheel. If you look close, there are some cracks in the steering wheel. Then up above, we got the optional day-night mirror. Visors and headliner are mint. They match. The headliner is tight as a drum, not wrinkled. It has a rear defogger. Actually has a blower back there. That's an option. The back seat's excellent. And then all the side panels, door panels, armrests, all that's in mint condition. Actually, I even looked up under the dash, and it's in excellent shape. And I want to also bring to your attention the hazard lights. That actually was an option on the paperwork, and that was option to have hazard lights back then. So it's got a few unique options. The AM radio does come on. The speakers are real clear, but inside this metal building, I wasn't picking up any stations. So really, really nice interior. Now the motor compartment. This is the original 66 389 tri-power engine the car was born with. Been completely rebuilt. When they did that, they bored it 30 over, and they put a 421 crankshaft in it. So now actually it's bigger than a 421. It's got the complete tri-power carb setup with the right lines and fuel filter, correct chromed valve covers. The original owner said it's the original alternator and starter on the car still. They've both been rebuilt. It does feature power steering. The original radiator, but it has 5-core upgraded core in the middle. Original hoses and clamps, or I should say the correct ones. You could touch up this motor a little bit. You can get this paint and easily brush touch it and make that real fresh. That's about all this one needs. But everything's proper. The squirters are hooked up. It has a clutch fan. The heater core was replaced. So a real nice motor compartment as well. And again, it's the original motor. So what we've got here is an outstanding example of a 66 GTO. The quality's there, the looks are there, it's a tri-power, it's original. The documentation is just ridiculous. I started reading page by page and listing the documentation. There's no way. I got a few pages into it. I'd have to write a book to tell you everything in that book. I can tell you one thing. You absolutely get the impression the owner of this car was a fanatic just by the letters he wrote to newspapers, to the FBI, to the police when his car was stolen. He did recover his car a month later, by the way. And just everything that he saved in here, it's just crazy. The receipt for his down payment when he bought the car, everything you can imagine. The original title is in here. And this will all go with the car. Best documentation I've ever seen on any of the muscle cars, not just the GTO. So go to volocars.com. Plenty of ways on there to reach out to the salesman. I just gave you my impression, told you what I know about this car. If you have questions or concerns, the salespeople can help you the best they can. They can get this delivered to your driveway no matter where you're at. Help you with financing. That's at volocars.com. And if you enjoy watching these videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the bell icon. You'll be notified as the new ones are posted. Thanks for watching.